Good morning, it's Wednesday, November the 4th, and you're watching AGORACOM Small Cap News TV Resources Edition here every day exclusively on reportonbusiness.com. I'm your host, Paul Kondakos. AGORACOM TV is a daily, fast-paced show bringing the best press releases out of the resource sector at the open, along with the halt, so that you can hopefully profit from them and potentially find your next great small cap investment. I've got 3 great press releases for you folks. They're all AGORACOM clients, but once you've heard the news, you'll understand why they are dominating the headlines today. So without any further ado, let's get down to business. Our lead story comes out of a company called Mancha Resources. They trade on the big board, that's the TSX, under the symbol LMA. The company is announcing a 43-101 resource compliant estimate for the second VMS target on its Asai property, which is located in northeastern Sudan. The resource for the first VMS target at its Asai property was reported on September 10th, 2009. So what that means is that the cumulative inferred resource for the VMS project at Asai now exceeds 2 million ounces of gold and 575,000 tons of copper. This is significant because gold is hovering in and around $1,100 per ounce. So these are the kind of gold companies you want to be taking a look at. A large part of the resource appears to be accessible by open pit mining method. Further good news for the company because that means their cost of gold production goes down significantly if they manage to make it an open pit mine. Other highlights include more than 2 million ounces of gold. Over 800,000 ounces of those gold are attributable to La Mancha because they've got a 40% interest in the property. More than 575,000 tons of copper and over 230,000 tons are attributable to La Mancha. The resource remains open at depth and along strike. And finally, La Mancha reaffirms its goal of growing its consolidated measured and indicated resource to 4 million ounces of gold within the next few years. So these guys are definitely an up-and-comer. A little bit about the company. They're an international gold producer based in Canada with operations, development projects, and exploration activities in Africa, Argentina, and Australia. All the countries basically that begin with A. Companies last at $1.72, high of $2.04, low of 5 cents, and a market cap of $256 million. Moving on, I've got another gold company, and they are another AGORACOM client. And as always, the news is significant enough for us to put on the show. It's Evolving Gold. They trade on the TSX Venture under the symbol EVG. They're announcing a bought deal private placement financing. They've entered into an agreement with a syndicate of underwriters led by National Bank Financial and Scotia Capital, pursuant to which the underwriters have agreed to purchase just over 11 million units of the company on a bought deal basis at a price of 90 cents per unit for aggregate gross proceeds to the company of approximately $10 million. So Evolving Gold is definitely cashed up and they're ready to go for the future. A little bit about Evolving. They're focused on the exploration of significant discovery at its Rattlesnake Hills property. They've got the option to acquire 100% of the Rattlesnake Hills project. Companies last at 99 cents, high of $1.94, low of 14.5, and a market cap of approximately $91 million. Finally, I've got Metals Creek Resources for you. They trade on the venture under the symbol MEK. Disclaimer time, they also are an AGORACOM client. In fact, they just joined the AGORACOM family this week, so pay attention. They've got some good stuff coming out. They're announcing the commencement of drilling on its Ogden Gold property, which is located in Timmins, Ontario. It's a 2,000-meter diamond drill program on its Ogden Gold property in Timmins, Ontario. So obviously the headlines are dominated by gold companies this morning. And once again, with gold in and around $1,100 per ounce, these are the kind of companies you want to be taking a look at. There's an option agreement with Gold Corp Canada. Always good news when there's a major involved. And further good news, Lakeshore Gold's and West Timmins Mining's Thunder Creek project is located just 10 kilometers to the west of their property, which recently announced drill results of just under 13 grams per ton of gold over 83 meters. So pretty significant numbers. Great to be adjacent to those kinds of properties. A little bit about the company. They are in the process of identifying, acquiring, exploring, and developing mineral resource properties, and they presently have mining interests in Ontario and Newfoundland and Labrador. Companies last at 13.5 cents, high of 27.5, low of 4 cents, and a market cap of just over $6 million. And something else that's of note, on their directors, on their board of directors, we've got Richard Nemes, none other than the former president of Noront Resources. He's one of the men that's primarily responsible for what's going on in the Ring of Fire, the McFalls Lake area. So if you're a big fan of Richard Nemes, this is definitely a company you want to take a look at. Thanks, that's it. That's a wrap for today's show. Make sure to join us again tomorrow. We've got more great press releases and halts out of the resource sector at the open.